A lot of people don't know what ISO 20022 really means or what it will do for the banking industry as a whole, even though we've heard about it for a long time thanks to XRP. All of you are welcome to the group. My name is Nick. If this video is your first time on the channel, I hope you decide to join by the end. Also, if you're not already, you should follow me on all of my social media accounts right now so you don't miss any updates. You can also join the free Discord channel to get access to a lot of useful information and to make sure you're crushing this cycle and making a lot of money. You can find out how to do that in the description below. Let's look at this post from Anderson from all the way back in 2023. And this is actually about Bob Way, who used to work for Ripple, about why ISO 20022 is so useful for Ripple's bank sales team. At first glance, ISO 20022 may not seem very big. These are Bob's words, not mine. Look at this now. That will be around March 2023. I'd also like to quickly zoom in on this so you can see. That's it. I'm not sure what I could add is very useful. Even though I'm sure a lot has changed, ISO 2002 is still a lot bigger than you might think at first. It adds a lot of new features and gets rid of the old Swift standards MT and MX. He adds to this too. Let's go back to the year 2022. This change in 2002 is very good for Ripple's bank sales team because it means that every bank is needed to put new technology into use. When something works, banks don't like to change it. When things change, new problems can arise, which means that bankers are fired. This is the main reason why most bank connections don't happen. It's expensive and dangerous to make a new method. When mistakes happen, banks can lose money or get fined. Bankers are fired. Your negotiator needs to know how much money you have to spend on products. There must be a 20-to-2 change in the development budget risk attitude. The person you're dealing with barely needs to know how much a product costs. Well, the money for building has already been given to other things. As long as you follow the rules, you won't get fired. In other words, it makes the sale a lot easier for Ripple. Also over here, selling bank software is still hard, especially since the STC suit is still a part of the process. But banks don't have to wait for a deal. Their 20-to-2 improved method makes it a lot easier for Ripple to work with them. More and more small banks will be updating their systems, which will have the biggest effect. That makes a lot more banks that can provide on-demand cash. When it comes to banks, on-demand cash helps smaller ones the most. They can cut the bigger correspondent banks out of their flow and cost this way. By the way, this does in a way level the playing field. Today, ISO 222 is still very important. Volante actually just put out a post on August 1st called 2024 Financial Survey Banks' Confidence in Real-Time Payments. Open banking and ISO 222 stay the same, which is a surprise. And inside this is their brand new study on this. A quick scroll down shows that 92% of people said no to the question of whether or not their payment solution implementation would include a payments as a service delivery model. The only 8% who said yes was the cloud plan. And we have a cloud-based solution that is handled by the bank, which makes up 49% of the cloud-based payments as a service provided by vendors, 33% of the own data center, and 18% of the solution. Now that we've looked into this a bit more, we have what payments leaders are most worried about. 35% of North American banks failed to meet ISO compliance for domestic clearing, but only 19% of European bankers are sure they can do so. In the next 6 months, 44% of those surveyed plan to use a new payment method. 90% of correspondents said that they would use payments as a service as part of their payment option. Over 64% of lenders polled said that funds for modernizing payments will go up. Then 31% of banks say that putting new technology to use is their top budget concern. And that's a big deal for me because when we talk about new technologies, people talk about DLT, blockchain, and payments that use API solutions. We already know that Volante has been pushing the ISO 222 story a lot lately, like on July 29th. They said the time on ISO 22 is running out. With our plan, you'll be ready for FedWire in just 14 weeks. And the people who are here are very interesting. Volante comes first, then Payment Practice Group, and finally Salent. Don't forget that Salent is the same company that was at Ripple Swell 2019 and 2019. In particular, this person over here on the left, you can see her, right? She is now a major force behind Salent. Also, we have this video that I shared in a recent video right here. This was reported by Crypto Attainment. This is the 2019 Ripple Swell post. She works at Salent as a senior analyst. She talks about XRP and XLMP and XLM. At CBOs, talk about how to combine cryptocurrencies with existing systems. Look it over. Cryptocurrencies like XRP, Stellar Lumens, and stablecoins like USDC are all helping to turn that wheel and make the internet of value possible. Adding digital currencies issued by central banks will also speed up the acceptance of digital assets by most people. As a third point, I'd say that cryptocurrencies are becoming more recognized as a new type of currency. It was thought to be the missing piece when the Bitcoin paper first came out. The internet of value is a way to buy and sell things. But we all know that Bitcoin didn't work as a legal way to pay for things. Then the change was to blockchain distributed ledger technology as the new thing that would shake things up. We now see Bitcoin as the leader in a new type of digital asset, which is very important effects. At first, small investors were the ones who drove it. Now we're seeing big investors get involved. When you have big buyers, the market is also more sophisticated. And that will definitely speed up progress in autonomous banking. We can see, and yes, this is exactly how we can see that process of merging beginning, right? When we really want XRP and XLM to be fully accepted and built into the world's banking system, we need a standard model. What we need is something like ISO 222 that makes these big banks finally change their internal processes and follow the rules. That's why the requirement for banks to finally improve their own systems is so important. This is also why I pay attention to what Volante and these other big players are saying us. Yes, banks are moving more toward modernization and they are focusing on new technologies. Along with that, we have a more detailed data layer that can be added on top of tried and true systems like SWIFT, using token technology and cross-border payment systems like Ripple. Thanks a lot, Smoke Dog. That full quote is right here, along with cross-border payment systems being built by companies like Ripple. Along with DLT blockchain AI as a service, this is also the old technology that is being used. Really, this is very, very important. Now, ISO 22 data sharing is also going on over here. Also, SWIFT's council-like offices in Belgium will probably be very busy for many years to come because new financial platforms will need to update their systems to work with blockchain technology. All of this is about ISO 2002, new technologies, banking systems, and putting everything together. Getting along is key. As we can see, SWIFT can connect to multiple blockchains from a single point. It can also be used to make and sell tokens across multiple tokenization systems. The whole quote is here. If we remember what David Schwartz said, this is, to say the least, crazy. He said that it would be better for SWIFT to join forces with Ripple since SWIFT doesn't handle payments and clearing. Ripple does this very well, and it could help SWIFT make a lot more money. It could fully improve SWIFT. If SWIFT did accept XRP funds for Ripple, it would bring SWIFT right into the digital age of payments. That's why I pay attention to this. Also, don't forget that the head of payments products at Ripple, SWIFT, and Citi are all there to talk with us. This is what the head of payments products at Ripple had to say about ISO 20022. We'll talk about that in a moment. So ISO 20022 is a way for people all over the world to share banking information. This makes it possible for different systems to work together directly by making payments and sending large amounts of data. Because it's open and flexible, it will also make competition stronger. Ripple has always been in line with ISO 20022. We've always known that payments should go in this direction because it's better for everyone. And we were really the first ones to do that. We also joined the standard body to have a say in how payments will change in the future. They've been there since the beginning. Even Volante used quotes from them in this breakdown. They said that the Ripple case is the best example of this. In May 2020, the company that has always been competing with SWIFT said it would become the first DLT-based member of the ISO 22 standards body. ISO 20022 will be at the center of everything that changes. It will make it possible for these new technologies to be used together, which will completely change the way payments are made and the way the banking system works as we know it. And this is where the new rails to the new worlds are being built, along with new open systems for global payments. In this case, new facilities are literally the key. There are payment heads at SWIFT, Citi, and Ripple in this group. Look at this. Pega, a study from Ripple in the Faster Payments Council, says that 97% of companies serving